Quaddy. I am J-Man. Been a little bit since we've done a Pulse Topix video for you guys.
And we made it safe back from Ferguson.
That's one. Hashtag one of probably a million. I think November was the last time we did a Pulse Topix show. So bear with us with our getting our feet wet again with the Topix editions of our show. We're pretty much going to have a giant, ready for this one? Hashtag smorgasbord. Whatever the word is. Edition of Pulse Topix. We're pretty much going to shove a whole bunch of shit
Up your anus.
from a little bit ago, not too far ago, because we've been gone for a little bit, but I'm sure we'll get into some stuff that was at the beginning of the year. We don't have any Ring of Honor in here. Normally we throw some Ring of Honor in there. Really, they've not really done a whole bunch to really talk about. They had their pay-per-view that aired on TV, which is fantastic. Best in the World, which is a really good show. I thoroughly enjoyed it. So that was really good.
Back.
AJ, we could talk an entire edition about this, just being probably the best wrestler in the world right now, definitely in my eyes. Just kicking ass in fucking Japan and all over the world right now. I know that G1 Climax fucking tournament just fucking looked like insanity. I want to see some of those matches if I could ever find them. But yeah, really, they've just kind of been solid. Michael Hogan's still their new champion now. But really nothing to really talk about in-depth kind of stuff there. So normally we have that, we don't have any in there, so that's pretty much all that we could talk about with that. But we're going to throw some TNA WWE stuff here. We're going to kind of branch off with some things here and there. It's pretty much just going to be a giant roundtable how me and Quaddy normally do it, and it's going to fucking end up being an hour and a half long. We had to set more time on our fucking camera because we figured this one's going to go a while. So get your popcorn ready. It might be a little bit here. We're going to start off with TNA. They've had a lot of stuff going on lately. The first thing we're going to get to, which is probably the biggest thing company-wise, which is the contract issue with Spike TV. I know their contract was set to expire. They were talking of a new deal with Spike. Nothing got done. A lot of people were scared that TNA wasn't even going to be covered on Spike anymore. They were going to lose their TV deal and all. Recently, there was just a deal that was made to where they're going to be on TV till the end of 2014. So the beginning of 2015 is going to be a big question mark there regarding TNA on television. So really big happening starting out. Like I said, we're going to smorgasbord everything. I'm going to get Quaddy's thoughts on this, but really some interesting stuff here dealing with the TV deal. Obviously, TNA over the past couple of years has really been struggling, to say the least. With the issues with booking, with the issues not signing guys or keeping guys, which we could go on and on about, that really built that company, cough, cough, AJ Styles, Christopher Daniels, Gaz, all those kind of guys. And bringing in some questionable people and really pushing some questionable people.
Cough, cough. Hulk Hogan?
Yeah.
Dixie Carter?
Yeah. No.
Eric Bischoff?
Right. So obviously big happenings here. It's good to see they at least got a TV deal to the end of the year. Obviously, in my opinion, they've really been improving and really been impressing me ever since they did the whole thing with kicking Dixie out and really over the past couple months and really just improving, not terrible fucking booking all over the place, just like hands up in the air every fucking time we see shit go down on pay-per-views and stuff. I haven't seen a TNA pay-per-view since I don't even know how long.
We probably were still on the show then.
I literally can't. I think maybe last year's Bound for Glory we got. I think.
Yeah.
I think Bound for Glory last year we get. We didn't get Slammiversary. We didn't get Lockdown. And those are the last two. So, getting Bound for Glory, that's for damn sure, because it's in Japan, and I'm just curious as fuck to see how they're going to pull that off. And I would get it just because the product's improving. A lot of stuff's really happening here. But we're going to get to the other stuff. I'm going to get Quaddy's thoughts on the TNA contract situation with Spike.
I think the contract actually lit a fire under TNA's booking.
It's true.
They realized that, shit, I could be out of a job here by the end of the year. And then them switching also to Wednesday night also is like, okay, Thursdays always has football,
right,
or has some kind of sporting event, because that's always a big night, and for hockey, football, and all that, baseball. Baseball's always
including primetime television, which comes back in the fall as well. Right.
Very good. But Wednesday night, it's just like one of those, it's hump day, so it's like middle of the week, and you're just like, okay. And then you watch TNA, like J-Man said, it's been picking up, it's finally getting this footing back, and there's still some questionable things they do, but that's with any company you have.
Right.
We can't sit here and nitpick anything, or we won't fucking find anything good. But with TNA, they're finally getting their feet set, they're finally getting back on their feet, and then with this whole contract thing, I think it's going to light a fire underneath a lot of these guys, thinking, oh shit, I got to perform, or the booking, I got to do this and that, or I may not have a job, or I may not be able to sign somewhere else. So it'll be interesting to see what happens towards coming to the end of the year. The next couple months will be very interesting to see what if a contract is reached.
Right.
Because they may still be working on it just so they don't have to worry about it after the first year. But
yeah, still a lot up in the air. I can't blame Spike for thinking this way because the ratings they've had. I think last week's ratings weren't even I think they had like 895,000 viewers or something. That's just pitiful. I mean, with the talent that's on this roster, I know there is. If you look at it, there's a lot of talent on this roster. And if you just formulate it in the right way, you have a great television product. And there's glimpses here and there of some really great things that they've been doing as of late. One of the things with the product improving on television is the X Division. The current X Division champion that just won it a couple weeks ago is Samoa Joe. First time he's had the X Division championship since 2006. 2006 since he did that.
Was that around the time he had all the titles?
That was around the time me and Robert actually went to Truth. Me and Robert actually went to Orlando to see Hard Justice. Got to rock that Hard Justice 07 shirt. So that was
our first episode back on the old show.
That he rocked. Yes,
yeah,
he did indeed rock that.
And we couldn't even call him his real name.
We couldn't. That is true. He was gonna get stalked.
Yeah.
Maybe he was gonna get stalked while he was doing the Ice Bucket Challenge. You guys ready for my fucking rant? I don't care. Where were we at? TV Product X Division. Let's go. Here's my fucking rant about this absolute bullshit. So obviously, can you tell me how this shit fucking started, please? I don't even fucking know. Anyway, people are dropping fucking buckets of ice water on their heads.
I'll be doing it after the show.
Right. So after I shit on everybody that's doing it, excluding my grandma and my uncle who did it, they're dropping buckets of ice.
Me, ass?
And Quaddy, my bra here. My bra.
What about Brian?
Brian did it as well.
Brian from People.
Daddy too. B Daddy J Prod.
When do they come back?
Who knows? I don't know. So yes, they're dropping buckets of ice on themselves to promote donating to ALS.
Lou Gehrig disease.
Exactly.
Nobody fucking.
Here's my thing about this. This is just the complete rage on how fucking retarded our society is these days. Yeah, it's getting fucking raging. I went on Roman Reigns last time. Now I'm gonna go off on this bullshit. It's so fucking stupid how our society is these days that we just do this shit to do this shit. I swear to God, it's so fucking retarded. Because here's the thing. I guarantee, I know Quaddy said there's more people donating to it, and that's good. I'm defending people that are, like, for, helping out with people with disease and ALS and all this kind of shit, for people that have died from this, from people that are, suffering from this, from people that are impacted by this. People are disrespecting this and I didn't even know what the fuck it was. I was like, what the hell is this? Like, oh, Lou Gehrig disease. I'm like, oh, okay, I get it now. I'm not doing it because I look like a giant douchefuck hypocrite that doesn't even know what the fuck it is. Because I guarantee you, 75% of these motherfuckers that are doing this shit, A, don't even know what the fuck disease or fucking thing it is, and B, aren't even fucking donating to the fucking thing. Charity, whatever the fuck they're doing. Our fucking society, man. Fucking Jesus.
Yeah, I'm gonna go off on a little rage with him. I agree with Jay.
You almost just need to have we're gonna have a punch ourselves in the face challenge. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna donate to testicular cancer. Now I'm gonna punch myself in the fucking face. Okay, I challenge
Would you put yourself in the nuts if you're trying to promote?
No, you don't want to punch it because they have cancer in them. So I'm gonna punch myself in the face. I'm gonna challenge douchefuck McGee to punch himself in the face. Okay, let me take myself out here and punch myself in the face. Fucking retard.
I agree with J-Man on the point that people not donating. If you see some of these celebrities, the funny one, I didn't tell you this story, but people who don't donate are just like, okay, I'm just gonna do the dump side. I'm donating. You can make fun of me all you want. You can do what you do. But people who think it's like the girls, it's literally come down to what t-shirt contest.
Pretty much.
And I'm off game for that, but it's to donate for a cause.
It's taking away from the shit.
Yeah. It's like doing a car wash, having a car wash for like a charity, and then having fucking naked women sit on the side of the road. Come get your car cleaned by me.
It's literally like going to a car wash for a charity and then going just there just because you want your car washed. And you're like, oh, we're donating to a charity? Oh, okay. Because all I really wanted to do was just get my fucking car washed.
I just want to sit in my car and whack it while she's cleaning it. But the funny one was, 50 Cent, the rapper, did a challenge today. And it was funnier than shit. Had a bucket of water. Kicked the bucket of water over it and challenged Floyd Money Mayweather to read a page out of Harry Potter. And you could donate $750,000. Story behind that, Floyd Money Mayweather can't read. Too soon?
Just fuck our society,
hashtag
man.
why WWE
Just
brought him Mania?
Fuck society. Just, I swear, oh god, people are
He's
just...
in a happy mode.
Hey guys, I'm not gonna donate to this charity, but they start all their fucking videos out and, hey, this is really bad illness, and people are struck by it all the time. Be sure you donate to it, even though I don't know how, or I won't, or I don't even know where to. While you're doing that, I'm just gonna pour some water over my head. Retarded. Fucking retarded. That's why these people that are doing it don't know it's retarded, because they're fucking retarded. So they can't see fucking retarded because they're already fucking retarded. So anyway, the X Division's been looking really great. Samoa Joe is the new X Division champion. Been looking really solid, looking really old school. Bringing back Low-Ki, one of our boys. Low-Ki just is, he's always been fucking phenomenal. He'll always be fucking outstanding. Just works great in the X Division. Works great with all these guys. I know they brought Homicide in. Homicide actually didn't look terrible like he's looked over the past couple years. But just really, it's just such a breath of fresh air, but at the same time, it's, you know, bringing back old school type stuff. It's bringing back something that's TNA. It's, you know, with the 6-sided fucking ring back, which we could go on and on about. It's so great to see, you know, after they, you know, storyline-wise added it back in with having Dixie get overrun and MVP with all that bullshit, not having Angle being the, you know, the booker that they're putting on TV and all this kind of stuff, and bringing back the, you know, 6-sided ring, which, you know, you guys all know our fucking opinion on that. That's TNA. That's what made them the alternative. That's what made them different than WWE, because over the past, you know, 4 years or so, and after they brought in Hogan and everything, all they were doing was just trying to be a watered-down WWE. They were bringing in watered-down WWE talent. They were trying to put themselves in arenas that they didn't even come close to deserving being in, because they're just too small of a product. You know, putting themselves in New York, putting them in the Hammerstein Ballroom, that's fucking awesome. You know, that's some great stuff. I could do without as much, you know, ECW nostalgia shit that they keep throwing at us. But, you know, it's just great to see them in places they should be in, and seeing them do the things that they should be doing, because that's TNA. X Division, that's TNA. Samoa Joe Low-Ki, that's TNA. Fucking 6-sided ring, that's TNA to the core. That's what you need to be, because rehash WWE, you know, trying to be in a regular 4-sided ring, trying to shove themselves in arenas they don't belong in, that we see through that. Everyone sees through that. We're not as dumb as you are, because you're fucking way more unintelligent than trying to show us, you know, trying to be, hey, this is, if we put ourselves in here and we have fancy-ass entrances and fancy-ass lighting and put ourselves in big arenas and shit, well, then we have to look like WWE. No, you don't. You look like rehashed. You look like you're trying to be something you're not. This is who they are, putting them in a small arenas, 6-sided ring, focusing on the X Division. That's fucking TNA, and that's why things have been picking up and looking really great as far as that aspect of the TV product.
It seemed like it got to the point where TNA was like WCW, where they would just bring guys in from WWE and was just like, what are you thinking? Like Hog, like some of the guys just like, what? But then like WCW had the Cruiserweight division, and that made them separate. That made them different. And you knew, and at a point, maybe TNA and WWE were close, but not now. Because TNA has to get back on their feet. They got their asses kicked whenever they kept going to these big arenas, and realized that when you pan up on the cameras and you have about a fourth of the side filled and the whole top part's a tarp, no, that doesn't look right.
Right.
We went and saw them live at the
Chaffetz Arena.
And that was a perfect size for them.
Right.
Because they had where they could cut it off, and they filled everything else up.
I mean, they had to have people give canned goods to get seats to that fucking thing. And but also, 25% of the thing was still cut off because no one gave a shit at the time. But
that's when they were still rough.
Right.
And that's when they had the 4 sides. Now it seems like on these house shows, they're filling up. Because they see this X Division coming back. They see Samoa Joe actually being used properly.
Right.
And Low-Ki coming back. And then you have the Homicides. Then you have the Austin Aries. And you have the Bobby Roodes and James Storms. And then you have your tag division, which we'll get to in a little bit.
Right.
And it just seems like they're finally just like shifting. Like they're trying to follow WWE's path. And they realize that they can fucking make their own path and have a whole different crowd follow them. Like the more excited, like the high flying, the 6 sides where you don't know what the fuck's going to happen. Where you have WWE, some of the storytelling is not okay, like we saw Sunday. But with Impact, with these past couple Impacts, I read results. It seems like the crowd's into it. The crowd's ready. The Knockouts division has fucking Gail Kim and the beautiful people back into it. So they're finally getting their heads straight and out of their asses.
Right. And that's another thing. I was going to take a drink. I thought you keep talking and talking. Another thing we need to talk about, too, is obviously the world champion and Bobby Lashley. Or just Lashley. I don't know if they don't want to put Bobby in there anymore because you got Bobby Roode, so it makes sense.
Or WWE may have.
Right, which, I mean, I'm not a Lashley kind of person to be getting behind by any means. I thought the WWE really could have made something out of him as far as it goes. But nowadays, with him, doing his MMA stuff and all this kind of stuff, the one thing that I could say, I'd rather see Austin Aries, Bobby Roode, those kind of guys going for the title and stuff like that. So I think Bobby Roode's probably going to end up getting it after Lashley is done with his run. But the one thing we can say is how they always book their champion, how they always book their main events. If it's a heel, he is a cheating, fucking can't win clean, typical type fucking stupid ass heel that we constantly see from shitty booking, and you can't make any of them credible. That's what they did with Bobby Roode when they didn't need to do it with Bobby Roode. So we're actually seeing them have Lashley presented as a destroyer, as a monster that he is. Going in there getting clean wins over really credible people, over, not really Eric Young, can't really say credible, don't really know what the fuck they did there, but, really presenting him as who he is, almost like what WWE's doing with Brock Lesnar, but not having him cheat, not having him rely on this and that. Yeah, you have MVP and Kenny King get involved here and there, but at the end of the day, you realize that's a clean victory. They're putting him over as that monster, fucking heel, and they don't have to have him cheat, they don't have to have him do that. So that booking change looks great going into the future if they can continue that with other, talent that we'd like to see it continue with. But, at least they've not continued going the typical route of the shitty booking, having them look like fucking idiots, and constantly saying, okay, 5 minutes towards the end of the fucking pay-per-view or the end of the night or whatever in a title match, some bullshit shenanigans are going to end up happening, because that's what always fucking happens at TNA match, because they can't have clean victories, they can't have guys look credible at all. But they are at least doing that with Lashley as the world champion.
And it seems like with Lashley, whenever they signed him, I was just like scratching my head. I was like, here's another former WWE signing. It's like, okay, maybe this will work out, and maybe it's not. And then they put MVP and Kenny King with him, because Lashley's really not that good on the mic.
No.
And it scared me whenever they gave him the title. I'm just like, oh god, what are we gonna do with this? Right. And they put MVP with them, and they put another guy with Kenny King, where it seemed like they're just trying to form like a
watch out.
Watch out.
Got a hashtag coming up, feeling.
Yeah, like the black version of Evolution.
Right.
Because you have Lashley being the big muscle guy, you have you have MVP who could talk, and you have Kenny King, the young athletic guy.
Right.
And it just seems like they're just trying to form that, and it seems like it's working great. You have the mouthpiece with MVP, where he could talk no matter. He could cut a promo for 2 hours, and it will sound brilliant.
Right.
But then you have where Lashley can just go in and destroy anybody, like Justin said, credible. Eric Young built the company well, give him that credit. Wrestler, no. But, like, you haven't beat Bobby Roode, you haven't beat Austin Aries, you haven't beat, like, good guys that should actually have the title, and it actually looks good. So, kind of intrigued to see where they go with this. Maybe Bobby Roode, which would be great.
Yeah.
But we'll see from there.
Yeah, so at least they're, it's a great sign of, at least booking-wise, of how they're at least putting their champion over as he's a credible champion. He is where he is. And like, Quaddy said, having MVP around there talking for him while he was injured, too, which was a great use of him while he was injured, because I really think MVP was going to be the guy to get the title there and probably have, then probably go the typical route of have Bobby Lashley be the reason that MVP wins all of his fucking matches and all this kind of shit. And Kenny King getting a rub being in there with an MVP and Lashley, too. So, I'm not really too fond of, obviously, that looked just like a rehashed version of Evolution back when we saw Evolution.
The first one. Reformed.
Back at the beginning of the year when I about shit my fucking pants. Guys should have seen us whenever that shit was going down. Fucking amazing. So at least they're, putting that over in the right way, which is good. Now, some things that are not so good. We just had some recent news. Two really, really unfortunate things happening here. Bully Ray ends up talking to the locker room and ends up quitting and saying he's going to be leaving TNA. And then we just had a recent, a really bad injury to one half of the TNA Tag Champions, Davey Richards, one half of the, I said American Wolves, the Wolves, whatever. So really unfortunate news here. Bully Ray, almost turned into the heart and soul of TNA after you don't re-sign AJ Styles, you fucking retards.
I think it was more of a mutual thing because it seemed like AJ was. Like,
it could have been.
I kind of agree with AJ, and we really didn't talk about this.
Well, no, and now this is what we're getting out of it. Everything he's doing now.
Yeah, and it seemed like AJ was just getting burnt out of watching all the shit fall around him.
Yep.
He realized that he's that good, and then you had the stupid. I guarantee you, the straw that broke the camel's back was having Eric Young and Abyss for the title.
Right.
Like, I understand you're trying to follow WWE's path. Once again, having Abyss as a Kane and Eric Young as Daniel Bryan, never compare those two because it's night and day. And AJ Styles is sitting there with his finger up his butt going, okay, fuck you all. Done.
This is, I'm going to go
second
American to win fucking the IWGP.
I'm going to go home where I'm actually know I'm going to be fucking used correctly.
Right.
And where I know I'm going to be having, like,
kick-ass matches.
Mediocre matches with, let's say, anybody that in Ring of Honor right now.
Right.
So.
Exactly. So, back to the stuff about Bully Ray, David Richards. David Richards breaking his leg. I don't know how the severity of it. I haven't heard anything about it.
I haven't read anything.
I know he put out something. It was at a house show in the main event, I think, and he said he's going to be out for quite some time. Really unfortunate. The tag division looked like it was going to be, really picking up here. I know the tape delay that they're on now. They're starting this triple threat tag team title series with Team 3D, the Hardys, and the Wolves. That's going to be some great stuff, obviously.
It's sad that two of the big pieces out of that are already gone. But.
True. But really could put on some great stuff still. But yeah, definitely Bully Ray. That one came as a shocker. I really thought he would be devoted to them and really be devoted to TNA. I don't know if he's going to ship off to WWE. If WWE has interest in him, I think it can play a vital role in their roster. I think he's something that could really go in there and shake some stuff up. But really unfortunate news for TNA because, he, like I said, he was a huge role, especially now, turning face and people were really getting behind him and they had the whole ECW nostalgia stuff that they were doing in New York and reforming Team 3D and going to start some stuff with the tag division and getting inducted into the TNA's Hall of Fame, fucking retarded ass, Hall of fucking fake. Still, though, I mean, still kind of keeping with priorities that he had set in. They announced at the Slammiversary and then going to do it at Bound for Glory. So I don't know how this is all going to pan out, but it's really intriguing to see this. It's kind of unfortunate because I was really looking forward to see what's going to be happening here. And I liked his face run. I think people really get behind somebody like a Bully Ray. He's a really personable type, person to really get behind. So, and he's been doing some really great stuff, really getting healthy over the past couple of years and putting on some really quality matches and doing some really quality stuff, obviously, with his heel run too, which was really, really good. So interesting to see what's going to happen there, and obviously just extremely tragic news with David Richards getting injured, and obviously the best tag team in the fucking world in the Wolves, and really showing everyone in TNA like, holy shit, this is tag team wrestling. Never mind what we were watching with fucking Robbie E and all those fucking dipshits and whatever the fuck they were doing, Magnus and Abyss and all those fucking retards, and getting rid of Kaz and Daniels, and really focusing like, okay, this is what tag team wrestling is, because we've always known what the American Wolves are capable of when you throw them in there. People are, realizing why they're the best tag team in the fucking world. So really tragic here. Don't know what's going to be happening with Eddie if he moves on and does something. I know Quaddy was talking. Maybe he'll talk about his little thing that he saw. They might be talking about all for that. But some really unfortunate news on top of the, the TV product improving, but some unfortunate stuff with Bully Ray and David Richards.
When American Wolves, whatever you call them, 17A, I'm speaking for myself, and J-Man Frank backed me up. We're pretty excited to see what the hell they're going to do. Kind of disappointed to see him leave Ring of Honor, especially with them having a good feud with the Briscoes and all them in Ring of Honor.
But against each other.
Yeah, that too. But it seemed like they were just kind of getting burnt out in Ring of Honor, and I don't blame them because they've been there forever.
Definitely Davey Richards. Davey Richards left on a very bad note. That's from what I heard.
Yeah, but whenever we heard the news, we were actually all sitting down here. Whenever we heard the news about Bully Ray, so.
We're all like, oh god, no.
But I kind of...
Just because I just drafted his fucking ass.
No, whenever we were sitting there talking about it, and I thought about it during, over the past couple of days, just thinking about how, if he went in WWE, how Bully Ray would be used.
True.
And it seems like, right now, if he's either a face or a heel, he would work perfect in any company.
Right.
Because he has that veteran behind him. He has the mic skills. He can put on good matches. He's lost a lot of weight and been able to work on the aspect of actual wrestling.
Right.
Where back in the old days in ECW, he would just be putting people through the table. But right now, he's one of the top wrestlers in all of wrestling, pro wrestling.
Yeah.
If you look at it, because he has gained experience in his veterans and with his skills, which is very important. If he goes to WWE, I'll be kind of shocked, to be honest with you, because I see him. The way everybody made it sound on everything I read is he's just washing his hands from wrestling. He's taking a nice little break because he's been doing it forever. It seems like. I don't know how they're going to use Devon, if they're going to just write him off and be like, you can go off in the sunset and then come back and Bound for Glory for the Hall of Fame and be done. That'd be a great way to leave. Bound for Glory, wash your hands, go to the Hall of Fame, you'd be good to go. With the Davies injury, it seems like everything's so taped delays, like we're just trying to catch up. But what I read, they may put Eddie in the X Division hunt, be okay with that, or just let him wrestle, just see how he can do by himself, and then have him come back with a title and have those two feud. Sounds good to me. I guarantee that.
We don't have a problem with that.
But it'll be interesting.
Because I'm sure all the TNA fans that haven't seen the Wolves before are like, oh god, they're not together. Oh, this is going to be terrible.
This is going to blow.
This is going to blow.
But it seems with these injuries and with these injuries and people departing, it seems like TNA is going to have to go sign somebody. It seems like you're going to have to go sign somebody big. They may go to Ring of Honor again. They may go to Japan again. They may just use what they have, which
gets more rehashed WWE people.
Which kind of scares me because they have the DJD bullshit and then some of these other guys. It seems like what they need to do in TNA, and I know I'm kind of getting off topic, but it seems like what they need to do in TNA is just pull the rug back on a lot of these characters and just come in with new, fresh ideas. With this Robbie E and all this shit. Jersey Shore has been off the air, God, I don't know how long. Seems kind of dull.
And the sole reason why they made those characters.
Yeah, they're just trying to follow that. And whatever, try to get rid of that, move on, do something different. They're all athletic. They could actually be used somewhere else.
Right.
Because I guarantee you, if you just have everybody get in wrestling gear, not your gay shit, go down the ring, and let's see what you can do.
Right.
Put it 6 sides. I guarantee you a lot of them know what the hell they're doing, and they're just they go into... It's like going into work where a job you don't want to be doing in a position, but you have to do it. You're just like, fuck, I have to be a fucking queer. I have to fucking fist pump. No. Fucking, there's some guys, like J-Man said, washed up WWE guys that need to get the fuck out. But then you have some of these young guys where if you actually gave them a chance, they probably could surprise you.
Yep.
Or if they don't, we had a nice little run. Nice seeing you.
At least give them a fair chance instead of putting them in the world's shittiest gimmicks known to fucking man.
Yeah.
For damn sure. But should be some interesting stuff going on in the future. Definitely interesting with obviously the TV contract deal and everything going in, to the end of the year, going into 2015, and obviously stuff going into Bound for Glory. But now we're back in your system, so we'll be able to be talking about all this stuff coming up. But we'll definitely keep an eye on that.
And we have a surprise after this too.
I don't even know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I do, but I don't. But should be some interesting stuff in TNA going into the future there. Next up, we're going to be having yet another smorgasbord conversation here. Talking about WWE. We saved one WWE topic for our last topic, as you see in the title of this video somewhere.
Right.
I don't know what, but this fucking YouTube, who even knows, it might be fucking down
Maybe
here.
down here
Click some button and opens up some trap door, and then you're like, oh, hey, do you want to have your name be your Google account name? I'm like, no, YouTube, you piece of shit. I want our name to be Pro Wrestling Pulse, not my fucking name. Fuck YouTube and Google.
Say my name, say my
connect
name.
it to Google accounts because we're homo and we have to have Google fuck YouTube in the fucking ass. I don't know why I was doing scissors though, like lesbo shit.
HLA.
They're lesbos. Lesbos? They're lesbos.
That's what TNA should do.
Correct. So, first off, we're going to start off with is the recent signings for WWE. Our boy Kevin Steen finally getting signed to a WWE developmental deal because he needs a lot of development to be going in there. And Prince Devitt from Japan and from numerous other promotions. But yeah, some really good stuff here. Continuing the trend of what we've seen over the past couple of years. The Punks, the Bryans, Cesaros, Hero. Way to go, you fucking idiots. Who am I forgetting? Generico, Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose. All these guys that that have just absolutely destroyed and killed on the independent scene, and they realize the talent that they have, and I really think this is a lot of Triple H influenced things, as we saw the first picture with Kevin Steen was in his NXT shirt saying next to Triple H. So I think it's a lot of him realizing okay, these are the future. These guys, we saw what Punk did. We've seen what Bryan's done. We've seen what Rollins and Ambrose are doing. this is the future, and these are what people are getting behind because they're just so fresh, and people that we've watched forever and known that they're going to be blowing people's fucking minds going into the future, and the future, we're going to be the future of the business. But seeing Kevin Steen get signed, awesome. We're just really, I know I'll probably speak on Quaddy's behalf too, just really curious to see how they're going to use him, because Kevin Steen is such an interesting character by being so simple. He is, outside of CM Punk, the most simple character to be, put out there. He's not any fabricated bullshit. He's not any, fluff bullshit. It's him. That Kevin Steen is Kevin Steen, and he goes out there and puts on some great stuff, great character, amazing promo ability. Obviously, if anybody out there hasn't seen any of Kevin Steen stuff, go check out all of Kevin Steen's stuff, because Kevin Steen's amazing. And we could talk all day about that. But obviously a huge loss from Ring of Honor, that's, for sure. Obviously losing over the past, 5 or 6 years, however many years, the Danielsons and the Nigels and those kind of guys, and seeing Aries leave and seeing Davey and Eddie leave, and obviously Kevin Steen was really the last guy, that was there in Generico as well, really the last guy to really, kind of carry the Ring of Honor torch. And now we got a lot of, younger guys still going on. Obviously you have Roderick Strong, which is basically Mr. fucking Ring of Honor. But as far as the really top talent that everybody focuses on, Kevin Steen really the last to really leave there. So it should be, we love it. It's going to be, if he could get a fair shot, he's going to do everything that a Seth Rollins or Dean Ambrose or, a Punk or a Bryan have all done, because his talent can't be denied. Everything that he is so intriguing, because the first thing we're going to be laughing our ass off. First live show we see of Kevin Steen, and everybody around is like, look at this fat fuck. Oh, wait, he just did a fucking moonsault and then a fucking senton and then all the fucking shit he does and how intriguing his character is and his promo ability. So it's extremely intrigued to see what he's going to be doing there. Judging by the picture, it looks like he's not going to be changing too much, which is good. Obviously, he can't do all of the kind of fucking shit that he used to do, but we'd like to see that. But extremely intrigued to see how they're going to be using him. Prince Devitt, another amazing talent that you just see kind of along the lines of Cesaro and those kind of guys, where they're just really acquiring amazingly athletic performers, which a Prince Devitt is, and could go in there with numerous guys and put on some really great stuff. And throwing him in there, obviously not a huge guy, he's a little bit taller, but a really a great worker. And adding great workers is never a bad thing, because I know some of the people that we see in NXT and you be getting pushed up to, the main roster just do not deserve to be there right now. You could just trim a hell of a lot of fat, and adding those guys in there, and slowly probably gonna see Sami Zayn, El Generico, be vaulted up to the main roster, and these kind of guys be finally put up there. So we'll see how long it takes for these guys to get there. We'll see how long they are in developmental, at least for WWE's fucking terms. But great stuff with obviously the recent signings for WWE.
I don't know a whole lot about that Prince
Devitt.
There you go. Kind of try to look him on YouTube. Matches look good. Haven't looked at much of the promos. Be interesting to see. With Steen.
Sting or Steen?
Steen.
We'll get to him.
S-T-E-N.
Right.
E-N.
E-E.
I think WWE just wants to see how he will handle the quote-unquote PG era. And that's why I think they shot him down minors.
Right.
Since he needs it. I think they're just going to be like, okay, you're going to go wrestle tonight and we'll see what you can do. And like J-Man said, I agree with the whole Triple H thing, is because he's the whole, let's try something new. Let's do a new era. The Attitude Era is gone. We're doing a whole new era. And I think, like, Ring of Honor guys, where with technology now, you can, back in the day when they brought in Jericho, probably 95% of the people were like, who's this guy?
Right.
If they didn't watch WCW. Now you can be like, oh, updates on your phone.
Let's show him their 25 best matches.
Yeah. Like, I got updates whenever they signed him, and I'm just like, okay, that's great. I would like to see Steen and Jericho. Let's see that tag team again.
It's never bad.
If you want
to tag team, doesn't matter.
Exactly. If you want to see something fresh, and there is a couple tag teams on NXT, correct?
Yep.
That will work together.
The Ascension?
Yeah. I'm surprised they're not up yet, but just see how they work together, because they're going to feud together. I really wish I got that feud t-shirt still.
Oh, I know, the one, what is Generico's bloody mask on a chair.
But,
I don't know why we didn't. They'll come up with a better one.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're
This feud's not worth buying a shirt for.
Yeah, okay.
Wrong.
But if you see Steen, and if, like Jamin said, if you haven't seen Steen, go up here, type in Kevin
Just
Steen.
leave our video, because it's not as good as what you're going to see with any of this shit.
It may be.
It
but
may be.
go go up here and type Kevin Steen highlights or Kevin Steen something promos.
Yeah.
If you see any of my stuff, I did a promo.
PWG Mount Rushmore. Just watch all those promos.
Yeah,
laugh your ass off.
That or where he was standing on the table with a mic and he talked and I copied that. That's what Kevin Steen does. Yep. He influenced guys. He's like, oh, you're just like, okay, I'm a big guy. I want to wrestle. Then you have the guys like a Michael Elgin or a Ryback. No, Elgin's different one. Like a Ryback or bigger guys that don't move that well. And that's what the quote unquote how people stereotype big guys. They can't move.
How they stereotype Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
A guy like that. Same way they're going to do with Kevin Steen. They're going to
guarantee when Kevin Steen comes in, and I've heard it. Heard down in his basement.
Yep.
He's a fat fuck and he can't wrestle. Okay. When you get up on top rope and do a 450 and land it without killing yourself.
And then go another 30 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. Or be bleeding profusely and continue on and then still do a package pile driver.
Right.
He's one of those guys where you're just like, oh shit. His matches, like, I guess whenever him and Generico were good, like wrestling, that feud was awesome. Lately, when he got bigger, it just seemed like his matches just struggled. Now he cut weight. Now he knows what he's doing. Now he has Triple H's blessing.
Yeah.
Hello.
Can't beat that.
Good luck. And now he's just like, okay, I'm here. Let's see what we can do.
Right.
I think we'll see him debut. I'm sad to say, he'll be the next one to debut.
Really? I can see it. I mean, it's so... They've been so erratic with the way they brought in people. I mean, they skip over Sami Zayn and they bring in an Adam Rose. They skip over Sami Zayn and they bring in a Rusev. Are you fucking kidding me? Like
that's another one. Rusev is another big guy.
Right.
And he can't wrestle. I see them actually going back and picking more out of the pot. Because you still have Adam Cole down there. You still have Roger Strong. He wrestled in TNA. Doubt TNA will win back. You still have some other guys.
First goes if you'll ever give him a fucking chance.
After that last promo?
See.
You have guys. Obviously, you didn't want Hero. Obviously, he didn't do what you wanted. That's fine. Hero can still blast us down in Ring of Honor. Right. You still have guys down there. You have guys in Japan that, because they signed fucking Kenta.
Oh, Kenta! We didn't even put Kenta on our list. We didn't look any of this shit up. We're just like, add Kenta in there.
We have Kenta, and if you've never seen Kenta wrestle, he's like a low key.
Right.
They look like the same to me.
Whoa.
But no, Kenta is another guy that will literally destroy anybody in his way, and that will be fucking great to see. Somebody new, somebody fresh. Give me something new.
And unique, too. And international, which is a flavor that they usually never throw in there, except for the great fucking Khali. Thanks for some quality international flavor.
You have some. You have Mac. He's gone.
Cesaro.
Gabriel, where's he at?
Yeah, he's in NXT.
But, it just seems like this. I'm gonna diss on some of the WWE stuff, and once again, getting off topic, it's the best thing I do. But this Adam Rose bring up, really, I'm really not digging it. Bo Dallas, he's okay, kind of after his loss. It's just like, okay, you're done. There's some of these other guys. Bray Wyatt was probably the best one they brought up, and you have like
Rollins and Ambrose, obviously.
Recently,
yeah, that's true.
It just seems like you have guys sitting down there, and I guarantee you, Sami Zayn's like, okay, I have to act like a freaking fairy to be out there.
Right.
Have a sucker in my mouth and dance with a bunch of weirdos. What? Sami Zayn can fucking go an hour for a match and then still want to go for another match.
Right.
You just have to give, like we've said before, just give these guys some chances on TV and see what the crowd does. Because I guarantee you, if you go to like a Ring of Honor city and you bring out Sami Zayn.
Yeah, have a Chicago pay-per-view and have Sami Zayn just pop out of there. I bet their reaction is going to be the same as any other top talent that comes out, and probably fucking even more.
And I guarantee you, if he comes to Chicago and has a dark match, there'll be ejaculation everywhere.
We'll be talking about the pre-show for 35 fucking minutes.
Exactly, but you have guys down there that can go. And I have a feeling that with Steen coming and having Generico and Steen on the same roster, either it's going to be great or it's going to blow up quick and everybody's going to be in WWE.
Yeah.
Because those two... If you watch on YouTube or watch on WWE Network, you can watch these two, and these two can have great matches, and that will bring eyes to NXT. And what will NXT do? Bring the money. That's all Vince wants.
Right.
Woo!
Yeah, so I don't know how we forgot Kenta. We're absolutely retarded. So another person that if you've never seen anything of, go check it out, because there's a lot of influence everywhere with CM Punk, with Daniel Bryan, everywhere. I mean, he's been all over the world, and he's been kicking asses and taking names for very long. Just a hard-ass motherfucker, and Kenta is the shit. So great to see him there as well. So everything that's really, floating around in NXT right now and into the future, the next couple months, is going to be some really quality stuff. And until we see them on the main roster, who knows when that'll be. But some really quality signings by WWE.
If we're going to talk about the signings, we're going to talk about some of the departures, too.
Do we?
There's two on top of my head that I'm kind of disappointed about. No, not really.
Who are we talking about?
McIntyre.
True.
And then Punk.
We'll say Punk for another time. We'll say Punk for another time.
But I don't know. It just seemed like they never really gave McIntyre a chance, and he was supposed to. He was IC champ at the beginning, and now it's just like.
I'm still not calling CM Punk a departure. I'm calling it a self-induced departure.
What? He left for a bit.
He did.
He took a cup of coffee off.
He did. He went and got married. So.
Yeah.
And now AJ is reaping all the benefits of everything that she comes out. She gets fucking pops out of the fucking zoo. Out of the zoo? Out of the wild.
Oh, another bring up Paige.
Yes. Well, we already kind of talked about
we talked about that.
Everything in there.
It just seemed like McIntyre never got a chance. And then we got released a bunch of guys, which we should still release a bunch
Right. Quick one here. The WWE changed their logo. Went to the WWE Network logo. Perfect transition into that. I will flip-flop that. I was watching Raw a couple weeks ago or whatever, and just sitting there with something boring, probably somebody we were just talking about. And I noticed on there, I'm like, why do they still have that scratched logo that used to be the WWF logo back in the Attitude Era? Why do they still have that logo? It just doesn't fit this era. It hasn't fit over the past couple years, really. I'm like, they need to fucking change that. And, seeing that they were probably going to be given a new title with the WWE Network logo and talking about changing the logo and everything to the WWE Network logo, it's okay to me. Every time I see it, for some reason, it looks crooked. I don't know why. Every time I see it, I guess my eyes can't, because I'm so used to seeing it like this way. I guess I'm like, this isn't fucking straight. This looks weird.
Now it's not even like all the way to the corner either.
No, it's not. They have it off to the side. We just had paper fall off the fucking roof. We moved our little set around if you couldn't tell. Then we got fucking malfunctions. Couldn't think of the word. So, yeah, we got the new logo and everything. I'm alright with it. Whatever. Like I said, it was something that needed to be changed. It still always reminded me of the Attitude Era, even though they took the F off back in the F out back in 02. It just didn't fit anymore. It didn't fit the era. So I think going with the new era and really focusing on the network and having all the pay-per-views on the network. So it makes a lot of sense. Having the new belt made for Lesnar, absolutely atrocious. I can't stand that. Just how the WWE title was before they even changed the logo. Just that design of it. With the one with I think Rock debuted. Just atrocious. I think it'd been cool if he'd have got brought back the Undisputed title that he had for a really long time. He's like, fuck this, I don't need this bullshit. I'm going to bring back my own fucking title. I have the old nostalgia.
I'm just glad that I don't one title.
True, yeah, having the two titles, I just couldn't stand that anymore. It was getting fucking irritating. So yeah, change the logo. It's okay. That's fine. It makes a lot of sense. And going to the network thing, and it's just something that really needed to be changed. Yeah, whatever. Talking about the network, we'll get our quick thoughts on that. Fucking love it. WWE could keep losing money for our advantage because it's fucking awesome. It's everything.
How much is network?
I believe it's fuck off. It's everything we've ever dreamed of, at least since I was a kid. To have everything all in one, have it on your fucking phone now. You can have it on any device, computer. I have a Roku that I played on, with PS4 that we played on to watch all the pay-per-views down here in the basement. It's just great. I mean, it goes without saying, if you're as big as wrestling fans as we are, and having everything at the palm of your hand, is that the phrase?
Yep.
Lost it for a second. It's outstanding. I mean, having it to where you can have the pay-per-views on there and having $9.99 a month, and you're basically paying $9 for a pay-per-view when we used to be paying $60. So you can't really beat that. And all the new specials they have on there. I know when the Ultimate Warrior passed, they had that Ultimate Warrior special like 2 days later. Literally, they had it up there. And they had a whole week of it after the week he passed. So, and those were all outstanding. And having his DVD and taking tidbits of that. Having special weeks for everybody, having it to where they put the documentaries out here and there every week and stuff that I still haven't even seen and haven't seen in a really long time. And not to mention every pay-per-view from WWE, WWF, ECW, WCW ever. I mean, how would a wrestling fan not like that? So it's great stuff. I could sit up there all fucking day and watch that shit, even though I've seen damn near all of it. But I mean, let alone the best part of it is just having it to where we can pay $9.99 for a fucking pay-per-view every month. which is tremendous. So can't say enough about that. We get NXT as well, which I've watched. Really, the specials are really the only ones worth watching right now because the weekly stuff is kind of blah until they introduce all these guys that they just signed. But that's great to see. Get main event superstars. I don't think I've watched a single one of those. I take that back. I think I watched a main event whenever they first did the live ones or whatever. You have the pre and post show, which they've gotten lazy now and they don't do it live, which makes a lot of sense because it's more work. Trying to think what else am I missing. You got Vault stuff, really old, classic type stuff.
Yeah, the countdowns.
Countdowns, which are really fun to watch. Those are pretty cool. And you have like the old school type interviews. You got
all the WWE, like the
the documentaries, which we're talking about. You got what else do they have? The Countdown, and they have
Total Divas. You want anything else?
They put Total Divas on there. I'm trying to think. There's something besides Countdown that I watch. I can't fucking remember.
House of Legends or Legends of House.
I don't watch that. That's for damn sure.
They have a bunch of cartoon shit, but
yeah, Slam, douchefuck city. But yeah, I mean it's great. It goes without saying. It's something we've been waiting for a very long time, and everything that's involved. And like we said, WWE's losing a shit ton of money because they don't have the subscribers that they have yet. Still blows my mind that people don't realize that. Okay, yeah, a Roku might cost $80 to $100, or obviously PS4 or something like that. I don't know how everybody in the damn world doesn't have one of those by now. It just seems like everybody in the fucking world has one. But even on your phone, I mean, you sit there and watch a pay-per-view $9 instead of paying $60 to watch it on your fucking TV. I mean, and you can hook it up through your computer. They got cords that cost like fucking $10. You can go buy and hook that shit up to the computer. It's how we did Ring of Honor pay-per-views. How people are still buying it on fucking cable providers blows my mind because this is the way to do it, and this is how the future was supposed to look, and this is how wrestling in the future is like how we always perceived it and how we always wanted it, and it goes without saying how fucking awesome it is.
First, whenever it all started talking about it, I thought it was gonna be a big they've been working on it for how long? Years upon years. I understand how long it took.
2011, I think. Yeah.
It took them forever to figure out what the fuck they're doing. That's fine. But when you have wrestling fans like myself who didn't start watching wrestling until, I watched it here and there, but I wasn't dedicated. Never really saw pay-per-view until J-Man. And just then you can go back and watch some the vintage stuff. Whenever we talked about some of the old wrestlers, I would have to go YouTube and see or borrow J-Man's DVD set. But now, where I can sit here and go, okay, what do I want to watch? Just pick something.
Anything, right?
Road trips.
Right.
Just you can watch it, and it's all at the palm of your hand, and it makes time. It's so interesting because if you're taking a dump at work and you don't have anything else to do, what are you gonna watch? Let's go back to ECW pay-per-view. Let's go back and see a WCW. No, probably not. Or you can watch whatever you want. It's all sitting there. It's like going into a Blockbuster and being like, I want to watch this, and this.
Actually, let me have the whole store.
Wait, let me just take the whole store and put it on my phone, and then
my computer,
and then pay you $10.
Right.
I don't think a lot of Dish or Charter, any of them had offered for pay-per-views anymore.
Some of them don't. I think some of them still do. I can't remember which ones don't.
But
do. I don't think DirecTV does anymore.
Why the fuck would you do it? I don't know. Like J-Man said, it still blows your mind. I guess people are just scared of.
Well, and I think a lot of people are still confused of how the damn thing works. They're like, wait, so I can't just put it on my computer, my TV, I gotta do this and this and this.
I understand technology's up and all that. It's really not that complicated. And the way they've been pimping it, it's kind of getting old.
Oh my god.
And
obviously they have the reissuing after the 6-month period to redo it or whatever.
I understand that they're losing money, and I understand they need that $10 from everybody. But it's just like they're drilling down our throats. That's fine, whatever. I have it.
Right.
Probably will never get rid of it. But it's always nice to have it sitting there, and you can watch whatever the fuck you want, and you really don't. You don't have, and they have other shows streaming. And then it's gonna bother me until I figure out what the other one you're talking about.
I can't think of it either. I watch it. I think it might not. It might just be Countdown, and then it's just the vault or the
From the Vault.
From the Vault, which is all the documentary.
Beyond the Ring has a couple good areas.
Which is all the other ones, right?
And then they have whenever they had the Hall of Fame and they had WrestleMania and all that, they had all day WrestleMania events and all this and all that, and it's just they had pre and post show for Raw and SmackDown. Pay-per-views, which is just kind of blah. Right. But it's nice they finally
the specials. We can't forget about that Daniel Bryan special they aired going into fucking WrestleMania.
That's right.
If you have the network and haven't gone and watched that, go fucking watch that because that special's awesome. They talk about everything Daniel Bryan really in a really compact way. everything he's done in his entire career to get to, you know, the main event of WrestleMania. That's fucking awesome. So go check that out for sure.
That's another good one.
Yeah.
But it just seems like they're finally reaching out to us, and it's because before
WrestleMania Rewind. That's what they had.
That's what
WrestleMania Rewind. That was the other one. That was pretty cool. They did little documentary specials about that. So yeah. So needless to say, WWE Network.
we could sit here and harp on it all day,
Muy bueno.
but if you don't have it,
Get it.
it's unless you want to be like Robert and spend $20 for pay-per-view and just quit.
Well, you know, they have it to where you could buy the pay-per-view for $20 if you just have it for just pay-per-views. Yeah, and also that's retarded. No.
If you're not like a diehard wrestling fan and you want to learn more about it, this would be a perfect opportunity. If you have like a girlfriend or boyfriend or wife or a husband that doesn't understand the whole wrestling thing and you want to show them like good quality stuff, show them that, and they'll be like, this is why I like such and such. This is why we hate John Cena. This is why Roman Reigns should go die. This is why this and this.
There you go. Quickly, we're going to cover, we might run out of time. I don't know how much fucking time we have left on this fucking thing. You know what time we started the video at?
About an hour.
Where are we? Okay, yeah, that's like 25 minutes. We're good. We're all right. Hope you guys are all still there.
Hold on, let's take a breath.
Big breath. We're going to talk about something that happened a little bit ago, but we did just want to cover it because we both thought it was really cool. Was finally Sting's involvement with WWE, adding in him to the ad campaign for the new WWE. I think 2K15 it is, I think,
Yep.
with of course John Cena on the cover of it, or the alternative version with Hulk Hogan on the cover of it. Right.
Or the version I won't buy.
Correct. Yeah, I won't either. I haven't played one in like 4 years.
No, we did rent the last one.
Yeah, we probably did. Yeah,
Because Punk was on it.
Yeah, true. Actually, I had the one with Punk on it.
I mean,
actually,
Phil Brooks was on it.
Phil Brooks, correct. Yes. So yeah, having the ad campaign, we were allowed to talks about him being involved. They had a bunch of like Twitter kind of little teasers and stuff where you put the dates on there, and it ended up being a date on Monday. And I was like, oh guys, you're gonna be on Raw, and it looked pretty predictable. It was just gonna be involvement in the game, but that fucking commercial ad that they aired for him, fucking awesome. With the whole entire little orchestra set up, with him coming down from the Raptors, having them all turn around with the face paint on, and then him being revealed as a downloadable character, whatever the fuck. But great to see. It's something just we could go on about this whole Sting story in connection with WWE and not how he's ever been in WWE before, and how he's really the only other big name that it's never been in WWE besides all the other big names that have been there. But his involvement here, great stuff. Extremely excited to see what the future holds. With that, I know he's an older guy. I know he can't cut shit in the ring that we're used to seeing him cut shit. But that character, he deserves a moment. He deserves something. He deserves more than just being a goddamn downloadable character in a fucking video game. So I do envision him working a match. I don't know when. Could be next year's WrestleMania, but I see it. I everything that Triple H has done in these little kayfabe interviews and stuff like that with Michael Cole, with him talking about stuff. They wouldn't tease at that and not fucking do it. Him even talking about him and Tripp getting in the ring together, which I do not want to see.
Maybe like 10 years ago.
Yeah, right. But he just deserves a moment. He's too big of a character. He's too great in the history of wrestling and everything that he provided for an extremely long career. That really had some ups and downs. Had some really intriguing. Obviously, the huge character change that he did, and this and that, and everything that he did in WCW when they were on fire. So he deserves his moment. I know you could say all you want about everything that could have went down back when WWE bought out WCW and how they handled it and this and that. That's in the past, and that's how Sting's put it. This is in the past. This is now. There's no time to hold grudges for whatever the hell people did and all this kind of shit. Unlike Bret Hart, who keeps holding grudges because he's just a fuckface. But I think the involvement here is going to happen in a bigger scale than just the video game, and I'm intrigued to see what that's going to be. Whether it's something with the Undertaker, whether it's something with the young guy, or whether it's something with another older guy like a Triple H or something like that, or a more veteran type wrestler. But I see his moment coming. If you shove a fucking first ever Sting match into a WrestleMania card, I have no problem with that. With the things that we've seen shoved in WrestleMania cards that don't deserve to be shoved in there, I'm perfectly okay with that. Have it be his retirement match, first and only match with WWE, I'm all for it. I don't give a shit if the quality is terrible. It's just having it be there. And to me, he deserves that moment. Obviously, would I want to see it be an Undertaker after Undertaker's streak ending? have it be the send-off for both of them. Absolutely. I think that they could really just be out there, the characters alone. It goes without saying how much of a dream match that is and how much ever since I was fucking 7 years old I wanted to see that match. So I would love to see that. Shove that in there, have it be the kind of the first main event or whatever you want to say in the middle of a WrestleMania card, because we all know that the main event is probably going to be fucking atrocious. So throw that in there. I'm cool with that. I'm really intrigued to see the involvement going into the future. Would like to see a lot more phasing out of Hulk Hogan and a lot more phasing in of Sting, because I think he could provide some stuff, and maybe throwing in like a general manager role or any kind of shit like that. Throwing him in there and get him involved with that, because I really think there's a market there for him. People, even younger fans, if they see the shit that Sting used to be or whatever, younger fans fall in love with that. And still the nostalgia, old school type fans. I mean, Robert probably erupt this fucking table with a fucking rager if he saw him in a fucking match at WWE. Can't really say that I wouldn't either, because I just think it would be kind of cool. But really cool to see Sting finally involved here with WWE, and really intrigued to see what's going to be happening in the future.
Seems like Sting's been on the outside, knocking on the door, trying to get in WWE for a while. And there's always been speculation where, is he coming? Is he going to come in? Oh, no, he's 17 again. Okay, here's another 3-year deal. Let's wait it out. Oh, he's blah, blah, blah. It just seems like Sting wants to be there, and finally Triple H is like, fuck. Well, Lesnar fucked up that streak. Why don't we have Sting come in? And when the whole orchestra and all that happened, and Robert posted on a video, like, I didn't know what to expect. And they had Ric Flair on there, and I was expecting Sting to appear there, and that would fucking just, everyone would erupt. I see him at Mania, either going to the Hall of Fame,
probably, yeah,
or wrestling, or both. But I think it may only be a Taker match, because that's what it seems like he only wants to do. And I know beggars can't be choosers, but when your name's Sting and you've wrestled in fucking how many great matches in WCW and TNA, you kind of held everybody up from drowning. It, like J-Man said, just the fucking characters alone. And just having them both walk out in the sunset, like we all thought it was going to happen with Tripp and Taker with Shawn Ruffin in that match.
Right.
Just having those two walk out and bringing more new people up.
Right.
Just starting with something. I know Taker's a one-match wrestler now, which is kind of depressing, but when you're, 47, 48 years old?
Something like that.
It's kind of hard to wrestle. I'm not speaking from experience, because fuck, I don't do it, but it'd be intriguing to see what we do with Sting.
Yep.
Like J-Man said, I may need to bring some goggles for Mania next year if Robert, because he'll probably be like drooling everywhere, and he'll probably bring out like Sting shirt,
Probably will.
two sizes too small.
Rock that giant ass white one with just his face on it. Please don't ever wear that again. Truthy.
We love you.
Truthy.
But it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Yep.
A lot of questions still coming around that.
Yep, so a lot of stuff really going on there. We could have touched a lot of other subjects, but like we said, we don't want to keep it here for like 4.5 hours. We'll definitely get to some more stuff down the road there. Last topic up here, we're going to take one off of WWE,
take this one off?
which is the new WWE World Heavyweight Champion, because we just have to add that in there. Can't just call it WWE Champion. Brock Lesnar, just after defeating John Cena.
Not defeating,
destroying John Cena. I don't know how
but that's the best SummerSlam.
Decisively defeating. Don't even get me on that. These people talking about this fucking SummerSlam, like, I may have kind of wandered off here and there, but no. Last time I checked,
I think I fell asleep during some of it.
Please, people, get your shit straight. Maybe go on to WWE Network and watch, I don't know, about 15 other ones that were fucking better than that. Maybe not 15, but a lot come to mind that were way better than that.
Here, just
chill the fuck out, people. But after, as he said, destroying John Cena at SummerSlam, becoming the new WWE champion, after we just have to get to it, defeating The Undertaker at WrestleMania 30, which we all attended. Me, Quaddy, Robert, Kristen, my dad. Anybody else there? I think that's it. Yeah. At WrestleMania 30, amazing show, outstanding stuff live. Just a total roller coaster that show took you on, with the entrances and the fucking the spectacle of everything, the matches, the shock of the Undertaker losing the streak here. Like I said, we could be here all fucking day if we talk about that. But quick thoughts on it. Obviously, totally shocking. Never saw that coming. Just looked like another guy. It looked like it looked not even to the quality of Brock Lesnar used to be a guy, because Brock Lesnar isn't, in my opinion, not probably Quaddy's either. of what he used to be, you know, in our eyes. And he was just another guy that Undertaker was going to get over, and, you know, we were going to move on to the next year. Unlike the other, you know, previous years, the ones with Tripp and the ones with Punk, and obviously the ones with Shawn, well, we were so intrigued by it, we literally were just like, whatever. And, you know, having this happen and having the quality of match that we got, which wasn't quality of a match because of obviously Taker suffering the concussion, and nothing you could really do there. I still think it was the planned idea, the planned concept to go with. I think the quality of the match, and I think the ending of the match was definitely going to be different because it just wasn't going to be the send up. You can't have Undertaker's last fucking image and last thing be that. You just fucking can't. There is the Undertaker is by far the most complex and developed character in WWE's history, and everything he's done has deserved so grand of an ending, and that was not it. That was my biggest thing. If you're going to end it, fine. End it the right way. I get the way they did it. He's aging. They showed him at WrestleMania 27 where he couldn't even get up. They showed him where, you know, he got out of the Hell in a Cell and barely walked away, and, you know, a decisive win over Punk. But they're showing the fading of the Phenom, really, is what they really got over there. And having the destroyer like a Brock Lesnar take him out. I know Undertaker's a huge Brock Lesnar supporter. Said if he, you know, if MMA was around and UFC was around at the time, he'd have been in there instead of WWE, whatever the case may be. But The Undertaker deserves so much more grandeur of an ending, and I just envision something with the spectacles that they've always put on, just the entrances alone and how he's, you know, pulled things off. It had to be something beyond belief spectacular for an ending of that. But just having him be concussed and walk up the thing and not even, you know, whatever. Like, no, there's no way that's the ending of what we're going to be seeing for The Undertaker. I don't believe it. I 100% believe we're going to be seeing him again. Don't know when, but yeah, it's just so unfortunate how it ended. Obviously, never wanted a Brock Lesnar to win it. You know, you give a guy, the argument goes on and on. You give it to a young guy and give him the rub and have him be blown up. But you do it with a Brock, and now this is what they do with it. So at least they followed through with it. I mean, they don't have him on TV every week, which we were pissed about. You have him beat the Undertaker streak, and then we don't even fucking see him. But now, looking what they've done here, it makes a hell of a lot of sense why they're doing this. You have him destroy John Cena. You have him, you know, go on with the WWE Championship as one of the most dominant looking and produced professional wrestlers that we've ever seen. Doing what he did to John Cena just still blows my mind. It does not change the fact that it's still a shitty fucking match, because 16 German suplexes and 2 F5s does not make it a fucking good match. And stories like, well, he really decimated him, and we got over the fact of how this juggernaut can't be overcome. Well, it's still a shitty fucking match, so just everybody stop jizzing your fucking pants about that. But they did produce him in the way they needed to produce him, as the guy that, you know, took out the streak and took out the most, you know, dominant, well-known face of WWE handily. So it should be extremely intriguing to see how he's going to be booked and going to be produced in the future. I know they've already made a rematch with him and Cena at Night of Champions. It makes no sense to me after what they just did, you know, at SummerSlam, to have it not even be close, and have him just do a rematch. I'm really surprised we're actually seeing Cena back this soon, not have him just do a comeback a month or two later or something like that. But it should be extremely intriguing how they continue the booking of a Brock Lesnar. And how they continue the basis of this is the dominant fucking force and we're not bullshitting you kind of way that they really produced them. Scared as hell to see what the match quality is going to be, because seeing the same fucking move, it was the Kimura lock put on 700 times, and now it's a German suplex done 700 times, because we can't formulate a match. We have to have it be MMA influenced, which is just fucking pisses me off, because it's not. This isn't MMA. This is professional wrestling, so fuck off. But they are producing him the right way, and it's at least giving respect to The Undertaker, because that's at least what they're doing. They're producing him that way to have him go out there and destroy John Cena, which is what they needed to do after taking out the biggest folklorish type fucking thing WWE and all of professional wrestling has, as in The Undertaker's WrestleMania streak. To have him go in there and just absolutely destroy John Cena like we've never seen was the right way to do things. So at least we've seen that produced the way that it needed to be. But extremely intriguing to see what's going to be happening with the WWE World Heavyweight Championship situation and title picture, and Brock Lesnar winning in the future.
Back when Lesnar returned, I went back and watched the old WWE version of, or WWE's DVD of Brock Lesnar, which is on WWE Network. But and I watched the Iron Man match versus him and Angle, and that's a straight great match to watch if you have never seen it. Lesnar now is nothing compared to what Lesnar was before. And now he's just getting shoved down our throats with Heyman. Great to put Heyman with him, but now I'm just kind of, that whole Taker thing, I was envisioning the ride down there, how if he lost, how they could get Taker just like to disappear. Like, have Lesnar pin him, have the lights go out, just have an urn sit there after the match. Great way. Don't have to see him walk up there like he's lost. They said he had no idea what the fuck was going on.
Went straight to the hospital right after.
He passed out, then went to the hospital. I straight think Taker was supposed to win that. No shit. Nobody's gonna confess what the hell is supposed to happen. Having him destroy Cena, okay, that's fine. Let's see somebody new in there. Not Roman Reigns, somebody new. But then you say they're gonna have a rematch with Cena. I'm sorry, it's not very I'm not very excited for it. Night Champion scares me. Seeing what Lesnar's gonna do in the future, who knows? Really kind of getting stale with him, but I like the points.
Yeah. So it should be extremely intriguing to see what's going to be going down with the new WWE champion and Brock Lesnar and his future, and John Cena, how he's going to formulate in that, and then other parts coming in there. Obviously, going in the future, we'll talk about the involvement of what's going to be happening down the road and what we think is going to be going down, but we don't have enough time for that. We'll let that happen when it happens. But this will now wrap up our returning Pulse Topix edition. Don't know what time that was a good job. That's quality work there. Good day at the office for the Pulse boys. We'll wrap up our return of edition of Pulse Topix. For my partner Quaddy, I am J-Man, and thank you for watching another edition of Wrestling Pulse. Professional Wrestling.